Yuzuru Hanyu's photobook was released on December 7th and became a hot topic. The photographer who took the photos was Sueno Noto. After graduating from university, he worked in a studio and then went independent, taking a wide range of photos including portraits, advertising, and sports photography. In 2007, he accompanied and photographed the training camp of the Japanese national team and fell in love with figure skating, photographing the World Championships, All Japan Championships, and the Grand Prix Series. He is from Sendai, Miyagi Prefecture, the same city as Hanyu, and has been photographing Hanyu since he was a child. This book chronicles the life of Yuzuru Hanyu for about 2 years, from when he turned professional in 2022 to 2024. Yuzuru was released after the 2014 Olympic Games in Sochi, Russia. Yuzuru 2 was released after the 2018 Olympic Games in Pyeongchang, South Korea. And Yuzuru 3 was released in 2022, right after he became a professional skater. The next fourth part of the series. In addition to ice shows and training, there are still a lot of valuable return shots. All photos are compiled from photos by Noto, who worked on the previous Yuzuru series, and Yuzuru Hanyu Big Photo Book Be the Light. It features many photos that show his natural and gentle smile, his true face. Be sure to check out the photo book of Hanyu, who continues to be active even after turning professional. The impact is everlasting. The one-man show, Yuzuru Hanyu Ice Story 3rd Echoes of Life Tour, produced and directed by professional figure skater Yuzuru Hanyu, who won 2 consecutive Olympic titles in men's figure skating, has begun. On the opening day on the 7th, 14,000 fans came to see Hanyu, who was celebrating his 30th birthday. Even before the performance began, the excitement inside and outside the hall was at its peak. All eyes in the audience were focused on one point. With the theme of life, Hanyu tells stories that question the essence of life through skating. They enthusiastically performed 15 songs including Ballad No. 1 and Saimai, using effects such as projection mapping, and said, "I want everyone to be able to find their own answers about what it means to live in this world through this performance." The mood of the fans was high even before the performance began. TV Asahi, which will exclusively broadcast Saitama's performances live on the 7th and 9th on TV Asahi Channel 1, put up a huge advertisement on the basement floor near the Marunouchi Central exit of Tokyo Station. Many fans lined up to take commemorative photos in front of the advertisement, and even passers-by expressed their surprise. At the Miyagi Farm Live Market, which was open until the 8th at Omiya Station near the event venue, Sendai City Cheesecake Specialty Shop, Mori no Miyako Cheesecake Studio Yuzuki, will be selling Yuzu Stick Cheesecake, the creator of Yuzu Cake. And it is a limited sale. A company representative said, "It was a coincidence that the timing of the performance coincided with the performance, but from around the 6th, we started seeing a lot of people from overseas. There were also customers who came from Canada. We sold out tickets in about 30 minutes every day," he said of the great response. At a special booth set up at the venue, body care company Fight N will be selling commemorative bracelets in advance. Fans queuing for the new items were prepared to wait in line for over an hour. A wide-eyed company representative said, "There were already 30 to 40 people in line before the store opened. The pace hasn't slowed down at all, and Chinese people often communicate with us on Poke Talk. We are very grateful." After the Saitama performance, 7th, 9th, and 11th, there will be performances in Hiroshima, January 3rd and 5th next year, and performances in Chiba, February 7th and 9th next year, but the Hanyu effect is already showing in Hiroshima. There's travel booking service Rakuten Travel has released year-end and New Year travel trends for the 9-day period from January 28th to January 5th next year. Hiroshima Prefecture, 1.68 times, took first place in the ranking of prefectures with the highest year-on-year growth rate in the number of nights booked. A company spokesman said, "I think various factors are contributing to the popularity, including the increase in the number of hotels, the completion of the Itsukushima Shrine, and the effect of inbound tourism. I can't say for sure, but Mr. Hanyu's performance may be one of the reasons why it became so popular." Hanyu, who celebrated his 30th birthday on December 7th, said, "I feel like I still have a lot to do. I thought turning 30 meant I was an old man, but I was able to celebrate my 30th birthday in a different way. I feel like it's finally started, and I'm glad I was able to finish the story without getting hurt on the first day, he told reporters. The solo skater continues to delight skating fans even at 30. Following the successful release of the premiere, the Q&A for the press is as follows. The idea of turning letters into sounds is interesting. Where did that come from? I originally thought that images, like colors, could become sounds or emotions. To put it simply, some people think of red as passion, while others think of it as fear. Each person has their own interpretation, but that's the sound I've been hearing since I was relatively young. It's not like I have perfect pitch or anything, but I just feel like I hear a melody. This is my own experience, and when I think about what kind of ability I want this child to have when I write fiction, I think about the intonation of the words I use as teaching and the meaning of things like that. It's all about the story. The whole story is about philosophy entering the body as sound, and this philosophy becomes music and creates a program, and I developed various ideas to write this story. There were many words during the performance that made me want to write them down. If you could pick one of them and tell me what you think. In general, I reread and reread various philosophical books about life, books by professors I studied with at university, and so on. While reading various philosophical books, I learned that fate is a series of coincidences. I really think that each person has their own fate, and it makes you wonder, how did all these coincidences come together? It was when you all looked back and felt that your fate was continuing. You felt lucky that you were able to encounter such a random event that rarely happens. This is one of the sentences I wrote because I wanted people to feel a kind of miracle. There were many new costumes. This time, the costume that I have a particularly strong feeling for. I agree. I believe it is Nova's, the main character of the virtual world played out in the play, costume. Until now, I have never connected the costumes in the video with the costumes used in the actual performance. To be honest, wearing fashionable clothes on ice was quite difficult, but I had very strong feelings about the costume of the main character Nova. Also, this time we had people participating, including people who have specialized in figure skating for a long time, as well as people who are not experienced. There are so many costumes that I created by rearranging them over and over again. Of course, Ice Story has a completely different tone than Replay, Gift, and Prologue. I really want people to feel the costumes, for example, the fact that they do not look like costumes from figure skating, or the texture of the costumes that can only be seen in Echo.